Chapter 22: The Three Engines of a Stewardship Civilization. For a stewardship civilization to survive, it must be economically grounded in reality. Many well-intentioned communities have failed because they attempted to build moral or compassionate societies without first establishing durable economic foundations. Vision alone cannot sustain infrastructure, healthcare, food systems, housing, and education. A system designed to relieve human suffering must be capable of reliably producing surplus. Without surplus, compassion collapses under pressure. The federated village model therefore rests on three complementary economic engines. Each engine performs a distinct function within the system, and together they create resilience. Rather than relying on a single industry or source of income, the network distributes economic activity across services, products, and knowledge. This diversification allows the system to withstand market fluctuations while continuing to provide stability and care for its members. The first engine is high-margin services. In the early stages of development, the network must generate substantial revenue to build infrastructure, repay investors, and fund expansion. One of the most effective ways to accomplish this is through transformational services that bring people from outside the community into the system. Wellness retreats are natural expressions of the village model itself. The same elements that sustain the community, nutrient-dense food, plant medicine, connection to land, meaningful work, and social belonging, are precisely what many people in modern society are desperately seeking. When these experiences are offered intentionally, they create significant economic value. High-margin services function as the system's primary cash flow engine. Unlike commodity agriculture, which operates on thin margins and volatile markets, transformational services can produce substantial revenue with relatively modest infrastructure. A well-designed retreat center can host guests seeking recovery, education, or renewal, while simultaneously demonstrating the principles of stewardship living. Revenue generated from these programs can fund housing, regenerative agriculture infrastructure, renewable energy systems, and community facilities. In this way, the retreat becomes not merely a business, but a catalyst for building the broader village network. The second engine is high-value products. While services generate large injections of outside capital, the daily economic life of the villages is sustained through production. Instead of exporting raw agricultural commodities, which typically produce low margins, the villages transform raw materials into finished goods with greater value. Regenerative farms become sources not only of food, but also of medicinal herbs and supplements, fermented foods, specialty mushrooms, and artisan products. Wool and natural fiber crops can be turned into non-toxic, natural fiber plant-dyed fabrics that are used in manufacturing clothing and bedding. Wood can be turned into handcrafted furniture and tools. Processing and craftsmanship multiply the value of raw materials while allowing many members of the community to participate in meaningful economic activity. These products can be used for the luxury retreats built into the package or sold as add-ons in gift stores, sold locally, regionally, or online, generating distributed revenue streams across the network. Because production is decentralized, no single village must carry the entire economic burden. Instead, each village contributes according to its specialization. This distributed production strengthens resilience while preventing economic power from concentrating in one place. The third engine is knowledge and training. Once a functioning stewardship network exists, it becomes a living laboratory that others will want to learn from. Communities around the world are already searching for models that address ecological restoration, economic resilience, and social cohesion. The knowledge generated through the development of a federated village network therefore becomes a valuable resource in its own right. Educational programs can emerge in many forms: training in regenerative agriculture, courses on cooperative governance, apprenticeships in traditional crafts, workshops on conflict resolution, research partnerships in health innovation and addiction recovery programs, and fellowships in stewardship leadership. Digital platforms can extend this knowledge globally, allowing people far beyond the physical villages to participate. Unlike physical production, knowledge can scale without the same resource limitations. A single successful network can inspire and train hundreds of others. Knowledge also reinforces the cultural foundation of the stewardship system. By teaching the principles of distributed care, ecological responsibility, and anti-capture governance, the education engine ensures that the ideas underlying the villages remain clear and transmissible. Future generations can inherit not only the infrastructure of the network, but also the wisdom required to steward it. When these three engines operate together, they create a balanced economic ecosystem. High-margin services bring new capital into the system and fund infrastructure. High-value products distribute economic participation throughout the villages. Knowledge and training extend the model outward, allowing it to influence and support communities beyond the original network. Each engine stabilizes the others. If one sector experiences temporary decline, the remaining engines continue to sustain the system. This multi-engine structure also solves an important problem faced by many intentional communities: alignment. People encounter the stewardship network through various pathways. Some arrive as retreat guests seeking healing or renewal. Others discover the network through educational programs or agricultural training. Still others encounter its products and become curious about the values behind them. Over time, those who resonate most deeply with the principles of stewardship may choose to join the community itself. In this way, the economic structure becomes a natural filter for alignment. The result is a system capable of generating both material stability and cultural coherence. The villages are not sustained by charity alone, nor are they driven solely by profit. Instead, they operate within a balanced framework in which economic activity supports human flourishing. Surplus becomes a tool for care, and production becomes an expression of stewardship. A civilization that seeks to endure must learn to generate prosperity without sacrificing its moral foundations. The three engines of a stewardship civilization, services, products, and knowledge, offer one possible path toward that balance. They allow a community to build the infrastructure required for stability while remaining faithful to its deeper purpose: the restoration of human capacity, the healing of land, and the creation of systems where care is not an exception, but a defining feature of everyday life.